Ambulance Chasers. I'd like to welcome y'all back to the Big Thirsty Show where we hydrate the audience with the latest gossip. Now, we trying to get away from the Diddilator, but the Diddilator is back in the news. He's got another alleged victim that's got to drop the case on him, but this alleged victim, Thalia Graves, she's speaking out. So we've got a live victim giving a teary-eyed confession to a bunch of reporters in New York City, the Big Apple. And I'm broadcasting from the Big Easy. So if that broadcasting made it over here this quick, man, the Diddilator just can't catch a break, man. I mean, listen, man, we had some good news for the Diddilator. Before all this, the feds offered him a plea deal where he'd do 1 year in a minimum security prison. He would have to testify. It would be that low-hanging fruit. The apple don't fall far from the tree. He'd be doing like his daddy. He got to testify on all the unnamed co-conspirators. And then he would be looking at tens of millions of dollars in restitution to the victims. But 1 year, because the way that RICO is set up, oh man, if he lose that case, man, they're breaking. They'll take all the businesses, all the wealth, and he be out there washing cars, man, saying, hey, man, I'm that Puff Daddy, and dancing around on some corner somewhere. But 1 year, and you back to being the Diddilator, man, I don't know what he gonna do. I can't give legal advice and all that. I'm just the ambulance chaser. But anyway, back to Thalia. Thalia, she's out there, and when you got an attorney that look like this, boy, but you know they not playing. They ain't even named how much they want. So he might be able to plead to this, but man, he got, I'm thinking 14, 15 cases, and we probably every day get the name of a new case. It's gonna be like Bill Cosby, another chip on the wall. You know, y'all got all these 1,000 bottle of baby oil jokes, but we might have 1,000 victims. You know, anybody chasing a check, been to a Diddy party, might go and get them an attorney. Now, anyway, that's not none of my business. I'm just here to chase the ambulance, like I said before. But anyway, Thalia Graves, in a teary-eyed confession, she claims that she was allegedly raped by Combs and others, videotaped without her consent. This videotape was distributed for monetary gains of Combs, and that she suffers from anxiety, phobias, lack of intimacy, lack of confidence, and embarrassment. But she had the strength to get in front of that camera today and give her story to the rest of the world. Now, away from the Diddilator, in Memphis news, young Dolph's alleged killer, we really shouldn't say alleged because he testified that he Cornelius Smith, 34, admits to killing young Dolph while high on pills, oxycodone, and ecstasy. He says he was depressed because his baby had died, and he went and did what he did, and he admitted it in court. Memphis is, I got roots in Memphis. In Memphis, go to Beale Street and get out of there. Don't try to hang out. Just, Memphis ain't the place that it used to be. And I ain't got nothing but love for Memphis. Shout out to my aunties out there in Memphis. I won't name y'all, but hey, I got folks in Memphis. Uh, Also, Jonathan Hay. He has made the news. He's a producer that's got affiliations with Drake, and he just said he just really just left because and he named names, and he wasn't with no alleged. He's like RZA, Sway from MTV, DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, Drake. They all bisexual. They throw these old bisexual parties. Like we say earlier, if you gay, come on out the closet, but don't infect the regular population, man. Man? Why don't y'all do that over there? You know, hey. In Louisiana news, actually this is Texas news, Little Boosie has a warrant for arrest in Texas. He has some, he didn't pay, apparently he didn't pay his chauffeur, and he's got to come to court. Now he's already fighting that federal situation in San Diego, but he's got some problems in Texas. So, keep your head up, Little Boosie, and, it is what it is. Now, this relates back to the Diddilator. We can't escape the Diddilator, y'all. I love to just give something when I'm talking about Diddy. But this roots back to Diddy. I'll be sure, and, Kim Porter's book that is flaming up the Amazon is the #1 seller. Now, it was rumored that it was taken off Amazon. It's back on Amazon. It's the #1 seller. People can get their hands on the book. People have been reading the whole book over the internet. It's a 59-pager. And, man, it's salacious. The details, it makes your stomach churn that all of the rappers that we thought were men, we just gonna shake our head on it because it's allegedly. Now, Albie Shore is saying that the book is fake and that Kim Porter, KP, is not here to defend herself, to verify this, and this is an embarrassment to their children. And he has hashtagged, all of law enforcement, DEA, FBI, all of the alphabets. He's asking for an open investigation into the death of Kim Porter. So, Albie Shore is, he just came off a ventilator. He came close to death. He was, anyway, I'm not going to make a laughing matter of that situation. But he's back from the dead, and he's got something to say. All right, so Young Buck from the G Unit, he's ordered to pay 50 Cent $250,000. They've been going back and forth for decades, but hey, 50 Cent gonna be able to build some more up to that G Unit studio out there in Shreveport, Louisiana. He done turned that whole city around, and there's plenty of jobs and opportunity. Go holler at Curtis. All right, Destiny Child. Now we got some good news. Finally, this whole entertainment news is becoming criminal. But anyways, Destiny's Child, LaToya Luckett, she's got married for the 3rd time. So she just got married. So hey, shout out to LaToya Luckett. Because it ain't nothing out there in the streets. Get you a good old man and cook and clean, and don't listen to them ones that telling you they ain't cooking and cleaning, and they married cooking and cleaning at the house. All right, T.I. and Tiny, they got awarded $71 million in a lawsuit. Some toy makers and infringed upon their likeness, and they hit them with that goo wop. Anyways, 29-year-old Afrobeat singer Tems, she says that she's a virgin. She put her virginity on display, and she says that she's saving it for her husband, and he's going to be able to enjoy her virginity and her money. Shout out to Tems, Afrobeat extraordinaire. Okay, in local news, Louisiana news, New Orleans news, Mannie Fresh will be performing at the Tipitinas, the world famous Tips. And Mayor of New Orleans, Latoya Cantrell, alumni of XU, she has named Master P as ambassador ahead of Super Bowl. So, in other sports news, the WNBA, Caitlyn Clark, she didn't nab that Rookie of the Year. Asia Wilson is the MVP, and it's really going down. So the playoffs. Here's the playoff schedule. Y'all check it out. That WNBA done turned around, and we can't forget the bad girl of the WNBA and the most pretty girl, Angel Reese. Remember, she got that podcast, Unapologetically Angel. And so she's clapping back on all the haters that got something to say. So check her out. Check her out. And speaking of XU, I'd like to invite y'all to the homecoming that's coming up. This is the information right here. Hey, check it out. XU, the Gold Rush. And I see you there, Craig Lee. Peace and love. Now, this is the end of the... we're about to get to the fun part of the show. And thank y'all for being here at the Big Thirsty Show, Ambulance Chasers. And, we're praying for the Diddilator. We're praying for young Dolph's family. We're praying for Latoya Luckett. I mean, we need to see some successful marriage. We're praying for little Boosie. We're praying for T.I. and Tiny. Tems. I mean, let's get some positivity into the world, like Marvin Gaye said. Okay, this is Big Thirsty, and I got F.I. the Pickle Man right here live on the Big Thirsty Show. What's going on, F.I.?
What up, man?
Listen, man, what's up is Sean Puffy Combs is back in the news, man. Yeah. I know we were trying to get away from this, too. But we can't, man. He dominating the airwaves, man. But listen, he got some good news this time. The feds allegedly had offered him a sweetheart deal, homie. And that sweetheart deal is to do 1 year in a minimum security instead of that hell on earth that he's in now. But he's going to have to do like his daddy and name all his co-conspirators and everything that he did, so the apple don't fall far from the tree. The low-hanging fruit is back. And
so his daddy was a snitch.
His daddy was a snitch, yeah. And so he snitched on Nicky Barnes and Frank Lucas now. And he would have to pay tens of millions of dollars in restitution to his alleged victims. Now, before you chop your game up, speaking of alleged victims, another alleged victim, Thalia Graves, she looked like a Middle Eastern background. Thalia Graves gave a press conference today, a teary-eyed press conference, claiming to be raped, sodomized, forced fellatio, videotape without her consent. Video was used for distribution, for commerce on the dark web. She says she suffers from anxiety, phobias, lack of intimacy, lack of confidence, and embarrassment. Now, I know that's a lot to throw on your plate, and I know you eat them buffets over there at Shreveport, Louisiana, man. But what you think of that? Give us some of your digestion on the Sean Puffy Combs Diddilator situation.
Okay, man. The problem with charges like this is it's so hard to tell what's true and what's not, because when people catch them and there's a money train and there's a lot of money, maybe some bitterness, no telling, ex-girlfriends, so there's an old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. This is an awful lot of people saying the same stuff. So obviously they was doing some stuff that was not up to par, man. But it's hard to tell who's telling the truth, who's not, especially nowadays, because they saying, hey, you can be a sex victim from 30 years ago and come up and say something, and it'll put the person in hot water. That kind of stuff right there makes it like anybody can say anything about anybody. But when you're talking about somebody with a lot of money and power, you're just going to have that much more enticement for people to jump on the train.
Okay, so speaking of money and power, who you think Puffy pissed off when he pissed on him?
Man, I don't know, but he pissed somebody off. Because, Puffy catching all this hell, but Epstein Island ain't but two people get arrested, and one of them ended up dead, and the other one, I don't know where she is.
Man. All right, y'all. Y'all heard it first right here. We got the Pickle Man, Millie B's Pickles, the world's greatest. Y'all go to Millie B's Midnight Pickles and get y'all a jar. I'm about to get off here because we got other bills to pay, and this is the Big Thirsty Show, and the #1 show, a podcast, is too hot for YouTube. It's too hot for you. Y'all get at me on my website, big-thirsty.com, and get you some Big Thirsty merchandise, baby. All right, listen, y'all. I got one of my A1s from day one, straight from the hood. Figueroa Street School, Ascension, whatever you want to say. Hey, Morris, this is Big Thirsty. You're live on the Big Thirsty Show. The podcast that ain't scared to blast. So we've been talking about Puff, Daddy P, Diddy all week. And so this is the topic for today. First of all, you are being recorded. Do we have your permission?
Yeah, man, you got my permission today to record me, man, but tomorrow might be a different thing. But today we good.
Yeah. Okay, so listen. Puffy, the Diddilator, that's what we call him over here. The Diddilator.
The Diddilator, that's what y'all call him. Okay.
They offered him a sweetheart deal. The feds allegedly offered him a sweetheart deal. That sweetheart deal is 1 year in a minimum security. He has to snitch on everybody and tell everything that he did, and he's got to pay tens of millions of dollars in restitution to get this sweetheart deal. Now, the question for you is, he has another alleged victim that just gave a press conference today, Thalia Graves, and her attorney, Gloria Allred. Now, you know, if your name is Allred, you're trying to get paid. You're trying to get paid green. But,
I remember her.
But Thalia and Gloria, they did a press conference today claiming that she was raped, sodomized, forced fellatio, videotape for distribution on the dark web for commerce, and she's saying that she's affected with anxiety, lack of confidence, phobias, and lack of intimacy. So the question for you is...
Hey, but one more thing, though. I heard she was allergic to baby oil, too. But keep going.
Okay. So my question for you is thousands of cases of baby oil, but seriously, do you think that this new victim coming live on the news, teary-eyed, is going to affect his sweetheart deal that he had on the table with the federales, the fettuccine?
No. You know, especially with her, you know, it's just like, you know, just another play in the field, man. It don't mean that she ain't hit no home run. Nothing ain't gonna be you know, did no more, no less to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a sweetheart deal, you talking about like with 1 year, and you got to snitch on everybody. That's a long list. It might take him a year to snitch on everybody. So I mean, you know, that I don't know what good of a deal that is. But her coming out, I mean, you're gonna have people coming out the woodworks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said. I mean, but there ain't going to be no time off on him or nothing, especially with the high-profile lawyer that, of course, she got. You know what I'm saying? And we already know she sells out of court for anything. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have so many high-profile cases. It's just money rolls in when she just throws her names out there. You know what I'm saying? She's like one of them Cochrans or whatever. When you throw Cochran out there, you're going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to go through other litigations because, come on, man, you're going to spend more money on litigations. You know what I'm saying, all that stuff, then they're paying the people off probably. You know what I'm saying? So come on now, let's not play with it. I mean, that's just another thing out there. But as far as P. Diddy getting more time behind it and any all that stuff, no. I don't see nothing out there. I mean, it's already out there. But him getting that sweetheart deal, I can't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I really can't. I mean, with everything that went on and stuff that we know about and we don't know about, I doubt that. And if they did give him a 1 year deal, yeah, I think it's only because those videotapes is somebody on there. Listen to me. It's somebody on there that's saying, "Hey, man, we need to give him just a year." You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I got something. You know what I'm saying? I got something to do with something too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hands over hands. Because when you got CEOs and people like this that's making hundreds and $100,000 a year, and they ain't really doing too much of nothing, believe it or not, they making all this money, hardly doing a little bit of hardly something or nothing, saying yes and no. And they making all this money, and they retire, and they saying we need to fall back, and we need somebody else there, whatever. Come on now. Them people was at them parties too. We talking about the elite few. You know what I'm saying? That probably one or two of them was at the parties. But then again, some of them elite few wasn't messing with Puffy because he was doing too much, I heard. So for him to get that sweet deal, somebody else is in there, some kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? That's seen that videotapes and don't want to be exposed. Come on,
somebody from the dark red web don't want to come to the light web. So listen, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. It's looking like Puffy is gonna be snitching like his dad, and it's a shame. And but anyway, it's good talking to you, dog food.
Man,
straight from
anytime.
South Central Los Angeles. A1 from day one. That's gonna stay one on the Big Thirsty Show, and we gonna holler back at you, my brother. We got bills to pay out here.
For sure, Thirsty.